far are not really challenging you. It's not a question as to who's going to win the fight. You're dominating them, with the exception of maybe of Matabula, whose jaw you fractured. Who are you looking at right now as the target?
All of the above. At this point, I got the guy that I thought was the best in this division, and that was Nishioka. Anybody's free for all. Whoever wants it, let's go.
There are fighters in your division with high profile, guys who people think would give you a good fight, but you're not with the same promoters. Does that mean you will move up and out of the division, or do you want to fight those fighters?
If we can make those fights happen, you know, I've waited for a long time, and I know how it is to be waiting for somebody. If we can't make it happen, I want to move up in the division, and that's up to Bob and HBO and you guys.
You always get a little annoyed at me when I bring up Rigo.
No, you know.
But he is with your promoter, and hardcore fight fans would love to see it.
Listen, Max, I'm just giving you a hard time. You know how it is. You know, I love you, man. But, you know, to be honest with you, like I said, you know, I believe that he needs more guys to make me excited. I mean, I have to be excited for the fight, or else I'm going to get bored. Like, have you seen the last few fights? You know, this fight, I was so aware, so focused, because I know what this guy have, and I want to feel that going in the ring, that this guy is challenging me, and I have confidence this guy is a good fighter. They got to prove themselves for me to go at it.
What's going on, guys? Dante562. So this past weekend was a pretty good weekend of boxing. Of course, Alvarado versus Rios didn't let down as expected. It was you know, a candidate for fight of the year. Very good fight. Nonito Donaire, you know, he pretty much shut down Nishioka, or maybe I should say Nishioka, he shut down himself. He never really got into the fight, never really, you know, tried to initiate anything. You know, it's surprising to me, but not surprising, because in my prediction, I did lean towards Nishioka. And I said that Nishioka has an educated left hand, but his problem is he focuses on throwing nothing but that left straight down the pipe. And you know, a lot of times, he won't throw anything else but that left hand. And I said when he fought against Marquez, he started off for about 7 rounds, really trying to land nothing but the left hand. But as the rounds went on, got closer to the championship rounds, Nishioka, he started to let his right hand go. Then he started to throw combinations in the inside. And then you've seen a complete Nishioka. Now, like I said, I've said that if he would let both of his hands go, he will win this fight. If he only threw one punch and basically tried to fight with one hand tied behind his back, then he would obviously give Donaire his best chance of winning, and Nishioka would leave himself at a disadvantage. That's exactly what appeared to happen this weekend. He was so worried about Donaire's left hook that he didn't want to expose himself, and he really didn't even throw his left hand that much until later on. He started to throw his left hand around, I don't know, around what, the 6th round. But at that time, like I said, he wouldn't let his other hand go. So long story short, Nishioka, he lost very decisively. And now we move on. Okay? Now, of course, I'm going to talk about Mr. Donaire still ducking Rigo. Interestingly enough, not only was I wrong about predicting this fight, but I was also wrong in assuming that Donaire was about to step up, grow some balls, and fight the best 122-pounder in the division. If you watch my last video, I said that I believe that Rigo was willing Donaire in, you know, for the bait, because Donaire, he got a little rocked. I'm sorry, because Rigo got rocked a little bit in his last fight against Roberto American. And then, you know, right after that, Donaire was talking about, oh, you know, I'll fight anybody. I'm willing to fight anybody. He said, I'll fight Rigo. I'll fight Abner Maris. I'm willing to fight anybody, right? So I thought he was being honest. But as you just seen in this clip that I just showed you, Donaire, he sits there and he says, I'm willing to fight anybody. All of the above. Anyone can get it. Blah, blah, blah. All of this shit. Soon as Rigo's name comes up, all of a sudden, oh, no. I don't want to fight him. Then he says in the interview, it's up to HBO. It's up to my promoter. It's up to the fans. Now, we already know Max Kellerman is HBO, and Max Kellerman said, we want to see the Rigo fight. No, I don't want to fight him. We done already seen, if you guys don't know, there's interviews with Bob Arum on YouTube right now. You can go ahead and search it, where Bob Arum is saying, I want to make the Rigo fight. Donaire don't want to make it. But yet he sits here and he says, it's up to HBO. It's up to my promoter. It's up to the fans. Contradiction. Then he says, I'll fight anybody. Anyone can get it. Contradiction. I mean, you guys can go ahead and keep on believing the hype if you want to, but this man ain't the real deal until he fights Rigo. You know, I mean, he can run to 126, run to 130, but and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna most likely happen. It happened to so many fighters. What's mostly gonna happen to Donaire, he's going to end up losing to somebody else trying to run from someone else. You feel me? You running from one guy and you fuck around and get killed by the other guy. This is basically what's going to most likely happen. You know, if you remember with Oscar De La Hoya, you know, Oscar De La Hoya was avoiding the Trinidad rematch. He was ducking Trinidad, so he tried to take an easier fight with Mosley. He lost that fight. You know, I mean, we've seen this shit with so many fighters. It's happened so many times before. So I believe that's what's going to happen. And then you also hear Donaire talking about, you know, he really wants Abner Mares. But what happened to Osama Moreno? Does he not know that Mares is fighting against Osama Moreno? So what is he saying? Is he now saying that I only want Abner Mares? And if Abner Mares loses, I'm just going to go look for another bum to fight? It's getting crazy, man. It's getting crazy. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, he will always be known for ducking Rigo. But at the same time, Rigo did just extend his contract with Bob Arum, and Rigo extended his contract just to try to make the Donaire fight. So, man, I'm telling you, man, Donaire has to be doing some serious ducking to get out of this Rigo fight. Because like I said before, Rigo is only staying with Bob Arum just so he can make this fight. I mean, realistically, what is Donaire gonna do? What if Abner Mares loses to Moreno, which I think he will? You know, what if he loses? Is he gonna fight Moreno? Because if you can fight Moreno, why can't you fight Rigondeaux? All right. I mean, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna move up to 126 and fight Gary Russell? Is he gonna fight Mikey Garcia? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'll tell you. You know, if Donaire ducks Rigo and Moreno, and he does fight someone like Mikey Garcia and Gary Russell, then I will give him credit. I'll give him tremendous credit, but I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to do that at all. You know, I think that Donaire is trying to be the next Manny Pacquiao. He's going to try to do exactly what Manny Pacquiao is doing. He's going to try to fight faded fighters. He's going to try to fight fighters coming off losses. And, you know, and if he ends up getting into a close fight where he almost loses or does lose, like Manny Pacquiao lost to Bradley, then he's going to duck the rematch just like Manny Pacquiao did. And he's going to continue to look for fighters to beat. So nevertheless, you know, I think back to Nishioka. If Nishioka would have just let his hands go, you know, he would have exposed Donaire just like the last three opponents did. I'm not saying he would have won because he could have easily got knocked out like he did get knocked out. But he would have done a little bit better. You know, he would have exposed Donaire a little bit more. You know, but he was too afraid to let his hands go. I don't know what was up with that. I didn't expect him to be that goddamn gun shy. You know, Donaire is a very strong puncher, and Donaire is a very gifted, talented fighter. You know, I don't really have any quarrels with Donaire other than he keeps ducking motherfuckers. If it wasn't for him ducking people, I would respect him tremendously. I had always liked Donaire before. Believe it or not, when he was fighting against Vic Darchinyan, I was a big fan of Donaire. Matter of fact, I was hoping to God that he knocked out Darchinyan. So, but it's just right now he's trying to play this Manny Pacquiao Canelo type role where he's trying to, play the very, very safe role. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how far him doing this shit, gets him. You know, so that's pretty much all I got to say on this one, guys. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen with Moreno against Mares, and seeing what Donaire's decision is going to be, and see if he can slip out of the grip of Bob Arum, trying his best to make this Rigo versus Donaire fight. All right, y'all. I'm on to the next one.